Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I think it is a professional meditator. You know, the professional meditators, they start their meditation as exclamation. And after sitting for a long period of 3 seconds, then they become a question mark. Then another long sitting of 3 seconds, they become underline. See? So, I am told about karma. Karma, akarma, vikarma. I'll tell you something. Get out of this karma. Don't get lost in this. Karma is told in our scriptures for what? We must know the moral of the story. See? Like in one of my talks I mentioned, to explain how a person who is lost in the small little things, he cannot even understand, comprehend, imagine, project something infinite. Because he is lost in small little things. So, to make this point with reference to the spiritual life, I told a story. The story was, there was a fish from the sea, ocean, and it happened to land in a well. And in that well, there was a frog. And the frog saw a newcomer, so he asked, "Hey, who are you?" He said, "I am a fish. Where from you are?" That frog must be Indian. They want to know everybody's everything. So the fish said, "I am from sea." What is sea? He said, sea means ocean. But what is ocean? Ocean means a huge quantity of waters. How much water? Now the frog has never gone out of the well. So he took his small little hand and showed, "This much water." The fish said, "No." Then he took his 2 hands together, "This much water." The fish said, "No." So he took a leap in the waters. From here to there, this much water? The fish said, "No, Baba." Then the frog got angry, and out of sarcasm, he jumped from wall to wall and said, "This much you mean?" Fish said, "No." Then, "Come." Then they went to the ocean. After having gone to the ocean, now the fish was asking, "How much is the water?" The fish, when he inquired, the frog kept his mouth shut. So what is the story? A person who is lost in Kupa Manduk Vritti. Kupa means well, Manduka means frog, Vritti means thinking process. A person who is lost in these small little things, he is not qualified for something infinite. See? So when I told this story, one elderly, very sincere person in Varanasi, he asked me this question. "Swamiji, I got a question." In Hindi, of course. And he asked the question, "How did the fish from the ocean go to the well?" So I told him, "By Kingfisher Airline." Now tell me, what was the moral of the story? That is not understood. And we get lost in these non-essentials. In the same manner, this theory of karma, sin, merit, last life, this life, next life, what is the moral? What for it is told? You know, the biggest catch for all of us is we get lost in cause and effect. Cause and effect is an illusion. Don't get lost in cause and effect. See? So, we ask, Maharaji, I don't know why I only get all the problems. Then the Maharaji says, look here, in the last life you have done lot of sin, and therefore as a result of that sin, in this life you are getting all the problems. But I don't know, I don't remember, that doesn't matter. In the divine cloud, they are not I clouds, they are his clouds. In his clouds there is no deleting of data, it remains permanently there. And therefore, according to that, you are suffering in this life. But then what should I do? Now you should behave properly and don't do something wrong so that next life you won't suffer. We understood that it is the karma, karma, karma. This is not the story. The story is, before this body was born, you were there. Then only you can do good and bad karma. In this body you are suffering. Body never suffers. It is you and me who suffer. See, once I was in Bangalore, in a, the Narayan Hrudayalayam, one of the biggest hospital in India. And the chief and the owner, all these are very much close to me. So one day they organized for me to see the heart operation. So putting all those funny clothes, I went. And then, after having gone there, that patient was lying, he was on water machines, his thorax was open, and the heart was lying there like a deflated bladder of a football. And the doctor was explaining me. I said, come on, yaar, finish it quickly, this fellow may die. He said, no, nothing will happen. He is okay, don't worry. And he was explaining me. So when his body was cut, he was not suffering. See? So, after this body drops, in the next life also, we go through good and bad experiences. So what is the conclusion, what is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is, you are other than the body. Karma is not the moral of the story. But these people get lost in karma, karma, karma so much. It is useless. Drop it once for all. See, karma creates an illusion of past, present and future. Cause is always earlier, effect is always later. So earlier is past, later is future. See friends, therefore karma, akarma, vikarma, these topics are meant for telling us a basic principle, that you are someone other than the body. If this is understood, we have understood the import, the moral of the story. What is the meaning of this? First step. Then the second step. We are all expert in blaming others for our miseries in life, is it not? We blame others. So, we are told, stop blaming others. You are squarely responsible for all the problems of your life, not others. How? Because in the last life you have done good or bad, therefore you are suffering. So you are someone other than the body. Now the third principle that should come out. It is something like this. Before coming to Orlando, I was in Washington DC. Before coming to Washington DC, I was in Charlottesville. Before that, I was in Bethlehem. Before that, I was in New Jersey. Before that I was in New York. Before that I was in Phoenix. Where did I die? Then that is dead for me. I didn't die. Where is our childhood body? Childhood died. We are the same. See, my friends, the purpose of this karma theory is different. But instead of that, we get lost in the wrong conclusions. So, we are someone other than the body. Once this is understood, even theoretically, then we will start working on ourselves. See? When we start working on ourselves, a seeker is born. Then karma becomes spirituality, yoga becomes spirituality, upasana becomes spirituality, if it is directing us to ourselves. But normally karma is done for what? For getting the results. If I do this thing, I will get that. It is samsara. See, Bhagavad Gita says, Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. The yogis perform the duties or the karma for the purification of the mind, not for getting something out of this world. When we do get something out of this world through karma, we are the laborers. See, friends, like a tutor and we Babajis. Tutors are teaching to earn money. We don't talk to earn money. See, friends, then only the truth is told. Therefore, we have to clearly understand this. When we are doing karma, don't get lost into akarma, vikarma, sukarma. Simple thing is that our mind remains at peace before doing the job. Our mind is at peace while doing the job. And our mind is at peace after the job is done. These are the three conditions. See, you can hang something here. Take that bag. You can't tighten it more, it may break. You are a lefty? No. Then you do it right with the right hand. Come from this side. Okay, better. Let us hope it doesn't go to sleep. So, karmani chitte shuddhyartham. Karma is meant for purification of the mind. Now, what is the purification of the mind through karma? Very simple. We all do karma for getting something. And what do we expect from our karma? Miseries or happiness? See? We get married for what? Nobody gets married for misery, but what he gets is a different topic altogether. Then the other person gets divorced. For what? That is also for happiness. See, friends. And then again he gets remarried. That is also for happiness. And then he comes to realize, earlier was better. See, friends, in short, all that we do in our life is only for getting happiness. Now, if we use the karma in a different manner, then your karma becomes a spiritual practice. And what is that? Don't do anything to get happiness. Then do whatever you are doing to express happiness. And when you are doing things to express happiness, you are not waiting for the karma phala to come. See, what happens with the parents? Why they become miserable is only because of this. When the child is born, bring him up to 5-6 years, love him whatever way, and then 6 to 13, discipline him properly, and 13 to 19, give him ambition and goal and dynamism and success. And after the child has taken your shoes, new shoes, and you are searching for your new shoes, then he is no more your child, he is now your friend. There, stop your relationship between the child and the parents. But you know what is the funny thing? When a child is born, there are two births. One, the child is born. Second, a mother is born. The child grows. Mother never grows. She continues to be mother throughout life. And in the old age complains. See, 9 months I carried him in my stomach, and this is the way he behaves with me. Who told you? Who needs whom? The children need the parents, or the parents need the children. See, my friends, don't get too much involved in this world beyond a particular limit. See, that is the meaning of karma, karma, karma. Then second thing, Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Don't have that notion that we are doing something. Many people have got this notion that I brought up my son. What you did, tell me. What is our contribution in growing in age? Zero. It is the earth which is moving around the sun, and our age is growing. What is the funny thing, And those children who don't have parents, do you think they don't grow or what? Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. See, friends. And then only we suffer. And the most important thing about karma, mati sanghastu akarmani, never retire in life. Remain active. And after you finish your professional thing, remain active, either get involved in doing seva or learn something new, some hobby. Learn music, learn Chinese, learn Sanskrit, learn singing, and destroy the peace of the house. But learn something. And when we learn, the child in us never dies. See? Otherwise, if we are not occupied, our mind is the one which makes us most miserable. Nobody makes us miserable more than our own mind. If you can mind your mind, you have learned the art of leading a happy life. See, my friends, it is for this purpose the karma is told. One part of it. Now, once we are convinced, then we will ask the second question. If I am not the body, but I am the embodied, then the question will come, who am I? See. So we are told, you are a jiva, you are a soul, and we get lost in this soul business. Friends, please understand, this is a very subtle, important point. You must have read in the stories that in the last life he was so and so. Like, Satya Sai Baba tells that I was the Shirdi Sai Baba, now I am Satya Sai Baba, then I will be born as a Prem Sai. He tells that. Should we say it is all bluff or wrong or what? Now here's a very subtle point, be attentive. We are living only on bhavana or blind acceptance, without knowing. See? So, we accept. I was born on such and such day, such and such night. See? And we don't have any experience of our birth. Do we have? We don't have. Then our parents or the doctors or the nurses, they tell, you were born on such and such day. Now be attentive. Once I had to go and attend a delivery, although I am a sannyasi, because one of my friend, he was having, his wife was going to deliver at night, and he was a very strong personality. He could fight with everybody on any issue. He was born fighter. So he lost in argument with the nurse who was attending at night, about 12 o'clock or all. She said, if you talk more, I'll call police. Better you shut up and get out. So he called me. He said, Swamiji, please come. This is the thing. She doesn't talk to me and all that. So I went at night. And then he said, you please talk to her. So when I went and talked to her, hi, I could speak her language. So I spoke her language. So she became little, yes, what can I do for you? I said, Mama, for me, I am a sannyasi, I have no problem. This man's child and the delivery he wants to know. He will not come inside, I had decided. He is a terrible monster. I said, but about, he said, you can come and see and tell him. I said, look here, it is his baby, what interest I have got. No, you have to come. So my friend Swamiji, go and see, at least I will get some news. I went inside, and then this lady, then who is the baby? So that tag in number was there, this is the baby. And that was the first time in my life and the last time when I have seen a newly delivered baby within half an hour or so. Looking like a squirrel. Oh, horrible. See? I said, Mama, thank you very much. Now this is over. Now, because I am Swami, I am fond of collecting knowledge. That is my hobby. Then I asked, I said, when was the baby born? She told, it was 11:39, midnight. I said, I agree, I am not arguing with you. Simply tell me this. So many ladies are delivering at a time. Are you sitting with the stopwatch or what? No. How do you decide exactly what time a child is born? Whether the child is born when it starts coming out or when it has come out. What do you decide the time of birth? And another thing I have observed, every child's time of birth is always odd. It is never a round figure, except Bhagwan Krishna and Bhagwan Ram. Bhagwan Ram was born at 12 o'clock day and Krishna at 12 o'clock night. All others were born at 11:39. They say, can't they find some better figure? Then that nurse told, oh, you are pretty funny. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. Then she said, if we tell the people the round figure, that your daughter was born at 12 o'clock, they will never accept us. So we have to make something. So if I say 11:58, it's true. So neither we have the experience of birth, nor the body ever listens to us. And yet, I am the body. We have not created our body. I am body is only an imagination. See, be attentive. If you have to imagine, why don't you imagine you are divine? It's only imagination, isn't it? When a person gets married, he or she, they imagine, she is my wife and I am her husband. Imagination. Can you separate the man from the husband? Can you separate the woman from the wife? So where is the wife and husband? Nowhere. And thereafter they divorce. And then live together and introduce. She is my ex-wife. He is my ex-husband. So where that wife and husband has gone? And who was becoming miserable? This wife and husband. And where they have gone? Nowhere. Because they existed nowhere. Just get this point across. If we have to imagine that I am a body, nothing wrong, but then accept. He will grow first vertically, then horizontally. You will have diseases. You will have physical problems. See? One old lady asked me, one Punjabi lady, she was having a lot of knee pain and all that. Swamiji, please tell me, why do I get so much of knee pain? I am fed up with this. I said, Mama, I'll answer your question. First you answer my question. Don't argue. I don't like arguments and logic. Okay. Reply my question. Yes. Why God has given us eyes? Swamiji, do you think I'm a baby? I said, you are arguing. Simply answer my question. To see. I said, very good. See, you know so much. Why God has given us ears? To hear. Very good. Exactly the same way. Knees are given to pain in the old age. They are doing their job. See, friends. So when I consider myself to be body, nothing wrong, but then accept all that is happening with the body. Because you accepted that you are the body under the cloud of utter ignorance. We have not created our body. The real right on our body is that of our parents. Except in USA. Here it is the other way around. If the parents scold the child, 911. Isn't it? That is the reason there was attack on 911. See, the parents are slaves here. There are no freedom with the children. So when you consider yourself to be body, you will have this world as real. Then struggle. Next step. If we have come to this conclusion that I cannot be the body, because the body doesn't experience anything. See, it's a very simple thing. Like, suppose you get some small thing to be operated on let's take a thumb. Then the doctor will not put you into anesthesia, whole, general, give only local anesthesia, and you can watch and he will cut it and see the things. So you are seeing everything. The blood is coming, he is cutting, but you don't get pain because your thumb is in meditation, chemical meditation. You have withdrawn your identification with the thumb. So where is the pain? Pain is not in the body. Life is not lived by the body. Life is lived through the body by somebody. Then the question comes, then if I am someone other than the body, then who am I? Then our scriptures tell, in Sanskrit you are a jiva, or in English you are a soul. And here the height of foolishness begins. Like for every shoe, there is a separate soul. Exactly the same way, for every body there is a separate soul. You may put any spelling. But when the soul is gone, the shoe goes away. Now what is that soul? Think, friends. We simply blindly accept that this is the soul going from one body to another body. Correct this error. And this can be corrected only if you have the courage to accept if you are convinced and live that conviction. See, friends, for example, when I am identified with the body, I take myself to be body. This is an illusory self, not the real one. After I accept myself to be body, then the next generation is born. What is the next generation? I am mother, I am father, I am husband, I am wife, I am son, I am daughter, I am in-law, I am outlaw. And who is miserable? This second generation, 2G. And where are they? Think. Where are they? And when they were born the moment body identification has happened. Think, my friends. One day, one young couple, they were talking to me. Swamiji, we are constantly fighting. Please sort out our differences. What should we do? I said, how many years you are married? They said, 15 years. I said, another 4 years you will fight, then it will be okay. He said, why like this? I said, 15 is a teenage. But I am elder than her. I said, hey man, listen. Husband and wife, they have got the same age. And who are fighting is not the man and the woman. Who are fighting is the husband and the wife. Did you get married one after another or together? So when you are 15 years of marriage, that is your teenage. And it is natural that teenage people fight. So continue. And when you will become 19, then you will understand if she is there, it is an obstacle. But if she is not there, it is a problem. And then you continue. See, friends, all these relations with which we carry the burden as I is only our own imagination. They are not real. You are real. So this example which I have been giving, just if you little bit contemplate on this, very simple, not difficult, very simple. I as a man, with reference to my father, who am I? A son. I the same man, with reference to my wife, who am I? Husband. I the same man, with reference to my son, who am I? The father. Have I become three? I am only one. And who is miserable? This non-existing son, husband and father. And when are they born? Only after body identification. So what is the soul? Be attentive. Soul is like, the husband is the soul and a man is God. So who is God? God is always happy. And who is soul? Soul is always miserable. So husband is always miserable and man is always happy. Now if you have to define the husband, if you have to define the soul or the jiva, how will you define? See, my friends, it is something like this, In school, we are given some examination, some problems to solve. For example, if there are 3 pots and they are having milk, and the first, second, third pot has respectively 5, 10 and 15 liters of milk. Okay. Then they have respectively 3, 3.5 and 4% fat. And you mix them together. Then the question is, what will be the average percentage of fat in the collective milk? How will you solve this problem? You will start. Suppose the average percentage of fat in the milk is X percent. Unknown is always indicated by X. And you submit your answer book. Will you get marks? You have to establish the value of X. Exactly the same way. When we are told, I as a husband am miserable. So instead of getting miserable, first of all, inquire who is husband. Establish the value of husband. Then you will come to know man plus the limitation of the wife and expression of the man through the limitation of the wife. These 3 things put together is called as husband. If there is no wife, there is no husband. But the man continues to be. Man doesn't die. Exactly the same way. The Supreme Reality, Paramatma, expressing through any conditioning. And that expression through the conditioning with the limitations, these three factors put together is called as soul or the jiva. So the jiva is not an individuality. The soul is not an individuality. The soul is an expression of the divine. In the 15th chapter, Bhagavan says, Mamai vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. A part of me alone has become jiva. Be attentive. I say, a part of me has become son. A part of me has become husband. A part of me has become father. Am I divided? This is only imaginary. Because infinite cannot have parts. Summation of the finite is not equal to infinite. In the infinite, you can imagine parts. Like the space is infinite. We imagine north, east, west, south. Are these directions other than the space? But why they are called as directions? Because the conditioning of relation between the sun and the earth. You go beyond the scope of the relation of this sun and the earth. Where are you? East or west or south? Where are you? So like the directions are the soul and the space is the reality. In the same manner, the divine principle is the reality and the life is an expression of that reality. Life is not individuality, it is manifestation. See friends, one example I have been giving which is very simple to understand. See, there are a dozen lights or the tube lights. This we understand. Should we say that the lights are different? Light is one. Tube lights are many. Light is one. Instead, in place of the tube light or the bulb, keep yourself. Our bodies are different, but life is one. Where is the difference? See, we have got hunger. Every being in the creation has hunger. We have got fear. Every being in the world has a fear. See, there was one man who went along with a group for hiking in the mountains. And evening time and suddenly it became cloudy and he was lost from the group. So he was afraid, oh God, now what to do, where to go, I don't know, nothing is working and all that. So he decided, instead of frustrating and all that, he pitched his tent and got inside and taking the Lord's name in, because he was already tired, in no time he slept. When he was awake, he had a fear. Some wild animal may come and kill me. But when he was in sleep, no more identified with the body, fear has gone. And then the tiger came. Tiger smelled the man. But this man was so tired and he was sleeping like a wooden log and snoring away loudly. Krrr, krrr. And the tiger got frightened and ran away. The principle of fear is common for life. Principle of hunger is common for life. See? Principle of sleep is common for life. And principle of procreation is common for life. See friends, what is the difference? We feel that, oh, these birds, they look very beautiful, but they eat all those worms and dirty things. We may feel like that, but they enjoy. As much we enjoy the pizza, they enjoy that. See, friends, because the principle of hunger is common in creation, that principle of life we are. Instead of living as life, we live as bodies. See, this example also I told somewhere. There was one young couple very close to me on a hill station. That girl was Catherine and her husband's name was Inosh. So, they were never coming for my satsang. They were very staunch Catholics, but very good friend of mine. So one day he told me, "Hey, Swami, your Kathy has delivered a baby." I said, "Wow, good, congratulations. I'll come and see her, okay, the moment I get little free from these jobs." And in the evening, he was waiting outside after my lecture is over. I said, "Hey, how come you are here?" He was in tears. And he said, "See, she is bleeding profusely and we don't know what to do." I said, "Don't be a dumb. Go call her mother, father, brother, sister. Somebody's blood will match. Give. She'll be all right. It's not a big deal. We did it, but they say according to our religion, we cannot give blood to others." I said, "Oh God." I said, "No, pray to your Lord Jesus and that my blood should match with her. Let's go." I went to the hospital and God's grace, it matched. I said, "Come on, give." And she survived. After about 10-15 days, I went to meet her. Then by then she was better. I said, "Hey Kathy, bottle is Catholic. The liquor is Hindu." Now tell me, friends, come out of that individuality problem. See, live as life, not as a body. And when we live as life and not as a body, then alone all the problems come in our life. So, how to live as a body? Number one, whatever we are supposed to do according to the position in our life, do it and relax. Remember the principle of relaxation. This I learned from a child. Therefore, when people ask me, "Who is your guru?" So the person who asks, I first of all, "You are my guru." Guru is if you are able to learn from anything or anybody, that ability to learn is called as guru. Don't put him outside on his pedestal and be afraid of the guru. No, he is in your heart. So, I was in somebody's house and evening time, about 4 o'clock or so, the two kids came from the school, boy and a girl. The boy, without even changing his uniform, in India our children are little decently dressed, unlike here. Here they will be coming to the school with half head shaved completely and half with long hair, and you can't say one word. And then in San Jose there was a notice in a school, "Don't put your pant so down that your underwear is seen." They have got freedom to do anything that they do. But there we have got a discipline. When you go to school, whatever you may be, you have to come in a school uniform. So the boy and the girl came. The boy, younger, being a boy, he just threw his bag and shoes and landed in the sofa, started the cartoon show and shouted, "Mom, give me something to eat, I am hungry." And he was lost in that cartoon show. And I was waiting, now the sister will come, but she didn't come. Then I asked, I said, "Mama, why she is not coming?" "Oh, you wait, she will come." I said, "All right." She came after about 45 minutes. Then I said, "Hey, what are you doing? See, your brother came and is enjoying and you are not coming immediately." "No, Swamiji, I had to do my homework." So what I do, that when I come from the school, without changing the uniform, I finish my homework. Because I had to do it, I know it. So why not do it and relax? This principle I learned from that child. Whatever you have to do it and relax. Don't keep it pending for anything. See, procrastination is the biggest enemy for a spiritual seeker. Never procrastinate anything. So, then I ask her, why your homework? Why your father doesn't do your homework? No, he does homework only of my brother, not mine. I said, why? Oh, he did once and I got punishment in the school. From that day onwards, I don't allow him to do my homework. And then I know I have to do my homework. So why not do it? Now apply this principle in your life. Whatever you are supposed to do it and remember to relax. The net result will be, your mind will be at peace. Friends, a peaceful mind alone can think of something higher. A mind which is lost in this world. Why this world is like that? I don't know what is going to happen to this world. If you do not know, then relax, man. And if you know, then be prepared. Where is the place for worries? My friends, all of us are miserable. Never because of shortage of time. We are all miserable because of excess of time. See the small kids. They are not miserable. They are busy. What they do is not important, but they are busy. And to remain busy, they don't require any special things. They will be simply taking the stones and throwing and they are happy with it. Or they will be drying something on the floor and they are happy with it. They will be running for no reason, they are happy. They will be going on calculating the numbers of the cars, what is this number, they are happy about it. Simple things. And therefore, because they are busy, they are never bored and depressed. Have you seen a child depressed? And have you seen an elderly man not depressed? Because this elderly man has to live 24 hours a day. I don't know what will I do today. And when we have nothing to do, nothing to inspire to lead a higher life, then what happens? Then if that poor wife is at home, then what is there for the breakfast? First question. And that poor lady is so frustrated, she will say, eat my head. Every day the same question. Then he also says the same thing. Then I will go starving because it is empty. Only eat, sleep, watch TV, watch movies. And what we are doing actually, we are trying to kill time. Friends, don't kill time. The time is killing us, remember this. See, to this be attentive. Human life is the only life wherein we can take off into absolute. This is another simple principle which will definitely help us if we are sincere seekers. Plants eat from below, grow upward. Animals eat from the front, grow backwards. Human beings eat from above, grow downwards. Now what next? All that evolution at the body level is possible is attained in human body. Hereafter, after having come to human birth, the only evolution is spiritual evolution. Nothing else. The only purpose of our life is to evolve spiritually and be a fit instrument so that He selects us and functions through us. Now in this whole thing, where is the place for karma? Tell me. And if you get lost in karma, you will keep on arguing. The sanchit karma, agami karma, and then the prarabdha karma. One day one girl came and asked me, Swamiji, I am studying, Vedanta, so I want to know, is there a prarabdha karma for the saints and sages? I said, yes. You also have prarabdha? I said, yes. What is your prarabdha? I said, you. Coming and eating my head. One more thing I'll tell you, be very attentive. Many people get carried away to a great extent by the horoscope, astrology. Remember one thing. Horoscope, astrology, law of karma is applicable only for those who are living as the body, for the body, on everybody. See, this principle I learned from a police officer. Therefore, I told you my gurus are spread everywhere throughout the world. Once one lady was driving me in Delhi, and in India we know we have got real democracy. Not like here, you get immediately a ticket. We don't get ticket there. Even if we get, we tear it off and it's over. So I told her, I said, Mama, let's go fast, because we are getting late for the lecture. She saw me a red light. I said, you are in Delhi and afraid of red light? Go. And poor lady crossed the red light. And a police was standing there. He stopped. Then I told the police, I said, don't punish her. I have told her to drive fast. So tell me how much fine I will pay. He was my guru. He said, hey, do you know what? Traffic rules are applicable on the driver of the vehicle and not on the passenger of the vehicle. You decide who is driving your life. You? Then karma will be applicable to you. If you take everything that is coming as the grace of God, then you are nowhere. And it is here the upasana matures into devotion. What we do outside, going to the temple, doing the arati, or chanting the mantra, or giving the naivedya, is all necessary. But this is upasana, it is external. The impact of that external upasana must go within in the form of devotion. And where there is devotion, there Lord is manifested. And where Lord is manifested, there is neither boredom, nor frustration, nor achievement, nor failure, and the most important thing, no karma. See? Because who is a devotee? Whatever happens in his life, he clearly knows, oh, Hari Ichha, by God's grace this has happened. Whatever happens, he never claims that I have done, therefore this has happened. See? Because he is not the doer, the karma will not come to him. Because what is the karma? See? Karma is action plus the doership. Together is called as karma. Like your official documents, papers plus authenticated are called as deeds. If you simply take out a printout from your printer and submit it as a document, it is not valid. It must be authenticated by the right authority. Exactly. Only action is not karma. But action plus doership is karma. See, friends, for example, you are not supposed to take food on a particular day. And whatever may be the reason, you have taken. See what happens inside. I should not have taken food on Ekadashi, but I don't know, Swamiji, why did you feed me? And I forgot in that excitement today is Ekadashi, and you gave me the rice and chapati. Oh God, now Ekadashi I should not eat. Now what will happen? Because I have eaten. So what will I tell her? Nothing will happen. You go directly to hell, non-stop flight. Because I have eaten. Now, next step. When the food goes in our stomach, do we have that notion that I am digesting the food? Do we have the notion that I am circulating the blood? And therefore, when there is constipation, is it a sin or a merit? If it is a dysentery, it is a sin or a merit? If there is a heart block, is it a sin or a merit? Because when the I, the doer, is not associated with action, karma is not born. So what is the secret of this karma, karma, vikarma, sukarma? Is this. Delete this principle of doership. Therefore, first karma, discipline your life. Don't do anything which you are not supposed to do, and do everything which you are supposed to do. Discipline. When you start doing your karma, we unknowingly develop a very strong I. I have done this thing. I am not like others. I get up early in the morning. I do my puja. And I don't eat non-vegetarian. I eat only grass like the cow. How much this I? See? One day a person asked me, Swamiji, how come you are not using the iPhone, you are using the Samsung? I said, because I am a devotee of Lord Krishna. The original name of this phone is Shyamasang. It is not Samsung. See? Therefore, I don't use iPhone. iPhone is only a prestige phone. See? Because there, I. Nothing else. Nothing else. If you compare these two phones, this iPhone is nowhere comparable to Samsung. So, when we do karma, how much that strong I develops. Now that I has to be dissolved. Then from the karma, we enter the next step called upasana. And in upasana, now whatever we are doing, yad karma karomi tat akhilam shambho tavaradhana. Now the doer of karma becomes the worshipper of the Lord. See how subtle change comes. And when a devotee is born, then he does nothing. Everything the Lord is doing, not me. See? And because everything the Lord is doing, we do not get karma phala. Then what we get? We are at peace with ourselves. And we are at peace with the whole world. See? Don't allow this I to be born. This is the secret of karma. Otherwise, the whole life, karma, it has no meaning. This karma has destroyed the whole world. It is necessary initially. But we cannot continue to remain in KG1, KG2 throughout our life. Sometimes we have to grow, isn't it? Or should I say, even at the age of 78, I said, what are you doing? I am in KG1. At this age, yes, I like it. We have to grow. So from the karma, we come to upasana. From upasana, the mind becomes pure and single-pointed. That pure and single-pointed mind initiates inquiry. Inquiry about what is this world. Inquiry, who am I? Inquiry, who is God? Inquiry, what is spiritual practice? Now the worldly things will not bother us. See, friends, if we get lost in this world, nobody can help us. And once you discover the truth, Thereafter, play the game of life. You don't have to retire and go into Himalayas and start destroying the peace there. No. This is the meaning of karma, akarma, vikarma, sukarma. So, get out of this catch of karma. Wherever there is cause and effect, it is samsara. Go beyond cause and effect, no samsara. See how cause and effect is illusion. When we go to doctor, what do we tell the doctor? Our disease, unless you are Indian. No, we tell the doctor the symptoms. These are the symptoms. From the symptoms, the doctor arrives at the disease. So, the effects have concluded the cause. So, effect is the cause of the cause, or the cause is the cause of the effect. Anything which is mutually dependent is an illusion. One father was scolding his son, I gave you birth and you behave like this with me? The son said, Dad, enough is enough. American child, enough is enough. Why? Who told you you gave me birth? I gave you birth. Without my birth, who called you dad? So, the son and the father, they are mutually dependent. They are not real. The man behind them is real. But we get lost in this cause and effect. Therefore, don't get lost in that. Come out of it and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.